All right. Oh, I'm sorry, Zach. Can somebody grab my little something pan? I left it.
There's one back there, I think, too, my darling.
All right, cool.
And, you know, you're just not going to believe
I know. Oh, wait. Here's the thing.
Oh, sorry.
Do I get the music? Do I get the animation? They're shortchanging me because we sold most of them before we got here.
Where's our music? Where's our animation?
We can't afford the animation or the song because they cut the price. Sorry. Okay.
Here it is. Here it is. Come on, do a little dance.
Okay, so
this day only.
This day only. So if you would have called at 5 o'clock today, you would not have got this pan for $29.95. It is for this hour only. I call it the little something pan because I don't care if you're doing cocoa, using it as a baby or a bottle warmer for the kids.
Right.
Using it, you could do what, like a dozen boiled eggs in this?
You can do a dozen boiled eggs. It's perfect for asparagus. It's a 3-quart. Now, here's the interesting part. What I've gone ahead and done is I've put big holes on this side and small holes on this side. So it's the perfect straining pan. So you don't even need a colander. You just pick it up by that cute little handle. It doesn't take up too much space on your cooktop. And then if you want to just strain that water out, you see me just pouring this out like that. Once you're happy with how much water's out of there, you just go ahead. Now you can add the butter, the salt, the pepper, but I'm just going to go ahead and drop that straight into my bowl. So there's a little bit of pasta, as you can see. Right? Gorgeous. Next, I want some peas. So I go ahead, I pick my peas up. Same deal. I'm just going to strain my peas, my carrots, my vegetables, because, you know, look, I've got some young kids, okay, and this is where this idea came from. I actually developed this pan so I could pour their milk in the morning because they would wake up and want a bottle of milk and I would spill it, pouring it out. So we put that little pour spout in the top. So again, pour those veggies in with the pasta. Oh, now that is a great idea, Chef. And look at this. This is just a really healthy little thing for the kids. A little bit of butter. Just a little bit of butter. Why not? A little bit of Parmesan cheese. And you've got a beautiful, healthy little snack for the kids. Just as an aside, part of the reason I love it, I keep laying my stuff down. I don't even know where I put it. But part of the reason I love this so much is there's always that little burner, right? But normally the pans that fit on that little burner don't have great capacity. Correct. So normally that little itty bitty saucepan, you're not putting a dozen boiled eggs in that thing. No, you're not. You're just not. I can see my asparagus in here too. Look at, do you want me to lift the lid for you? Look at that asparagus. Oh, it smells so good. So it's a perfect little one, just the right height for the asparagus. And that's like 3 bunches of asparagus right there. That's a lot of asparagus. All right, so here's the thing. The price is good for this hour. Hey, Adam, how many today's specials left? We're looking at the last 500. Okay, if you want the today's special, we will be stamping it sold out probably in the next 5 minutes. And the price on what I call the something pan is good for this hour. And oh, you got a lot of rice there too. Well, you can, this is a 3-quart pan. So let me show you the volume in this tiny little pan. Look at how much rice you're actually able to cook, right? And don't forget, this is the DuraPan technology. So you can, nothing sticks. Nothing sticky. But Chef, you you hit the nail on the head. Think of how big a 3-quart pan is. A 3-quart pan is never going on that little burner. No way. Ever, ever, ever. So the thing is, it's vertical square footage, if you want to think of it that way. It's vertical. It's a skyscraper. It's a skyscraper. It's vertical square footage, which means you get more capacity, but it fits in a smaller profile on the burner, which I think is genius. And maybe nothing illustrates it better than the boiled eggs. Seriously. So again, I'm just going to strain this water out of here, right? And I do that with the lid on because I've built in those strainer valves, right? Then you turn this over. So, you know, if you're ever doing a giant egg salad, have a look at how many eggs, Eric, did you fit in there? Was it just a dozen? There's a full dozen and a half. I thought it looked like more than a dozen. Dozen and a half eggs. So you imagine doing an egg salad. It's all contained in there. You could throw some ice in there now, chill it down, leave it in the fridge. I know, but you know what's so crazy? Normally to do a dozen boiled eggs, I'm taking out a pretty big pan. I mean, I'm not putting, you know, something this. That's why I say it's like vertical square footage on your burner or on your stovetop. So now remember, we are poised to sell 2 things out sometime in the next 2 minutes, or in the next 10 minutes. Fewer than 500 remain on the today's special. That is it for the year. We have the final 2,000, final 2,000 of what I call the something pan. So that is also gone in this show. Oh, what do you got going on over there? So shrimp, I'll put a little Creole spice. All right, just towards the end. Now, what I do next is I go ahead and I strain out all of that stock. Okay, strain it all out, just like that. And then over my rice, I'm gonna go ahead and pour these beautiful shrimp.
Oh, wow,
So
chef.
don't just think of this as something to heat a stock, make a hot chocolate, warm the milk for the kids. It's also a beautiful little pan that you can cook a decent volume of food
All right,
in.
let me do this visually here for a second. All of this came out of these two little pans.
Right.
Okay? And I don't know if we can tip that up just so people can see. All this whole shebango, yep, all of that
It's giant.
came out of this.
And to make a third one, let's throw in some corn because that would be a nice one.
Wow. I mean, you see what I'm saying here? That's what's so deceiving about this in a way. It holds so much, right?
By the way, you
crazy.
guys, you're not restricted to getting one. I promise you, you'll take this home and you'll be like, why didn't I get more? At this crazy price, you should stock up on it. It's a great gift. It's a great hostess gift. And it's a great one to have in the kitchen.
It is. And by the way, it's a pan that they don't have. You know, if you think of the cookware that people have, you know, everybody's got a fry pan.
Right.
Everybody's got a saucepan. You know, maybe they've got a stock pot. Nobody has this. Nobody has the something pan. Ain't nobody got the something pan.
That they do.
So true.
And you couldn't buy the something pan for $29.95 if you called before my show. So we have the final 1,500. Oh, you can even use an immersion blender in here?
Oh, you sure can. Absolutely.
Dang.
So I'm making a little cream of tomato soup.
Dang.
Right?
Look at you. But that's so crazy. That's why I have to say, get it at home because it's going to freak you out in a way when you see how big the capacity is.
Right.
I know when you look at it, you think, oh, oh, that's cute for soup. You could do pasta in this. And I should also point out, it still has that great disc that we all know and love from Chef Curtis's Cookware, the famous 5-layer coating. Oh, that soup looks terrific.
Look at that. Doesn't that look unbelievable?
Oh, wow.
Fabulous,
that is
beautiful,
awesome.
creamy tomato soup. Just looks so good.
But you know what? The thing is, you're not cluttering up your stovetop as well. And that's the other genius behind this. I love this little handle. It's just, even if you're tailgating, RVers, snowbirds, condos, dormitories, where you don't have a lot of room, maybe you just got a hot plate. Maybe you just, have one of those little burners.
Look at this, mashed potatoes and gravy. I mean, what is better than that?
Oh my gosh. So basically, we are saying 60 seconds or sell out. I love it for baking, Rochelle.
Wait,
is that like a little monkey bread?
It is? So all that sugary, cinnamony coating,
goes like to the bottom. You get that nice caramelization. And then what did you bake here? What's that?
That's just a regular loaf of white bread that we made. And we thought, how fun it would be to make a kid sandwich with a round loaf of bread.
Chef,
look at this hot chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
And don't forget the pour spout that I've put in there. See how nothing's running down the front of the pan?
Beautiful.
You're in total control. You pour, you stop. You pour, you stop. Try doing that with another 3-quart pan.
And here's the thing, not only non-stick interior, but non-stick exterior as well.
Yep.
I'm a huge, huge fan. We might even be able to unveil that bread so you can see how it also bakes evenly.
This. So this is bread dough right in here.
Yep.
I'm just going to turn it. Oh, it's still nice and warm.
Oh, hey, Chef, by the way, we've got so many people joining us. We're going to go beyond that clock just a little bit because, again, I know we have so many people who are joining us. Look at beautifully brown.
Beautiful, crusty on the outside, perfect,
even cooking,
fluffy on the inside.
even when you're baking.
I mean, doing your own bread at home, isn't that incredible? What about monkey bread? Have a look at this. Again, straight out of the oven, so it's still nice and hot.
Beautiful.
Come on, baby.
There's the best part, that caramelization. I know.
This looks so good.
Oh, I think I might
need those, Rochelle.
Okay.
Thank you, my darling. Have a look at this as it comes out. Oh my goodness, it's caramelized. It just falls out.
Oh,
these beautiful chunks.
Okay, I need a snack.
So crispy.
Well, Darlene is calling in Michigan. Darlene, thanks for holding. Welcome. Hi, Darlene.
Hi, Darlene.
Hi. I just wanted to thank you. Them pans are awesome.
Aren't they?
Thank you. Which ones do you have the DuraPan already, my darling?
It'd be easier if I told you which ones I don't.
That's
My
hilarious.
husband told me that he's going to call and get me help because he thinks I'm got an addiction going on.
Well, this is like going to one of those meetings where you find other people with similar problems because everybody's been talking about how many they have tonight, which is pretty awesome.
I know. So,
easy to clean and the way they cook.
Yes.
The taste of them, the texture and everything.
Right.
Absolutely.
Isn't it amazing?
Darlene, we thank you for the phone call. Best to you and hubby out there in Michigan. Thank you, Darlene.
Thank you,
and,
sweetie.
I just want to remind you, just to put this, hey, by the way, how many of today's specials are left, Adam? We have the final 400 today's
Oh, wow.
specials. So
Okay.
if you want the today's special, I think turquoise only at this point. Okay, so turquoise only at this point, but this beautiful bounty, I mean, you can see, okay, now
How
that is
fabulous does that
feeding
look?
an army. That came, like all the shrimp came out of one of these. All the rice came out of one of these. All the corn came out of one of these. And then the boiled eggs, you're doing a dozen boiled eggs.
Right.
So remember, it is vertical square footage, but it fits on that little burner. Everybody's like, okay, what do I put in that burner? Usually it's a small little itty bitty pot,
Oh, absolutely.
basically.
I mean, look, I've made some oatmeal in here.
I gotta
So
try
when
some
you're
of this.
getting up in the morning and you're reaching for your favorite pan,
Okay.
guess which one it's going to be? The
Oh,
one
man.
that takes up virtually no space. And have a look here.
Oh,
As
my
I pour
Lord.
my oatmeal out, you'll see how much of it comes, right? Plenty. It's a nice thick oatmeal. And then if you were to put this back on the pan, this will dry up.
It's gone.
It's gone.